Blockchain promised truth you could trust, immutable, verifiable, mathematically certain. But in a courtroom, that's not enough. Judges don't accept code, they accept explanations. And when blockchain evidence can't tell a human story, it starts to fall apart. From authentication to discovery to regulatory scrutiny, we're entering a new reality. Cryptographic certainty doesn't guarantee legal certainty. Here's why blockchain evidence is failing and what it means for your business. For years, blockchain was sold as the ultimate evidentiary upgrade. We were promised a world of permanent records, cryptographic certainty, and truth that lived on a ledger. For engineers, that promise is a dream come true. But for a judge in a courtroom, that promise is incomplete. American courts don't admit evidence just because it's technically elegant or mathematically impossible to forge. They admit it because someone can explain it, defend it, and contextualize it within a legal system built on skepticism and cross-examination. This is the blockchain evidence trap. Just because a record is mathematically immutable doesn't mean it's legally strong. In fact, many operators are discovering, too late and at great cost, that the code does not speak for itself in front of a jury. The first hurdle is authentication. Under Federal Rule of Evidence 901, you can't just point to a hash and call it a day. You have to prove the record is what you claim it is. This requires a human bridge, an expert who can walk a judge through node operations, consensus mechanics, and data retrieval. But even if you get the data into court, you still have to deal with interpretation. Smart contracts execute code, not intent. But litigation is almost always about intent. If $1 million leaves a wallet, was it a programmed transaction, a hack, or an authorized transfer? A hash can prove something happened, but it can't explain why. Courts are increasingly hostile to black boxes. If you arrive with perfect on-chain records but no coherent human narrative, you're probably going to lose. If you're working at the intersection of law, blockchain, and emerging tech, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Gamma Law, and turn on notifications. We break down the legal realities behind the technologies shaping the future. The mismatch gets even sharper during discovery. Civil procedure requires companies to preserve evidence once a lawsuit is anticipated. While a blockchain preserves the outcome of a transaction, it rarely preserves the process. Who had access to the keys? What information was available to the decision makers at the time? What did the Slack messages say leading up to the deployment? Judges now expect a comprehensible account of how an immutable result came to exist. If your relevant facts live off-chain, in Oracle inputs, API calls, or middleware logs, and you haven't preserved them, your immutable ledger might actually work against you. There's also the cost. Blockchain data is permanent, but it isn't always digestible. Retrieving and normalizing massive datasets for a court can be technically demanding and ruinously expensive. Finally, there's the regulatory hammer. Agencies like the SEC and CFTC care less about how a transfer occurred and more about who initiated it and under what authority. For decentralized models and DAOs, the burden is even higher. Without a clear audit trail of internal decisions and wallet controls, decentralization starts to look less like a governance model and more like a liability shield that's about to fail. The takeaway? Immutability is a foundation, not a panacea. To be legally resilient, systems must be designed for explainability. This means hardening identity metadata, preserving off-chain logs with the same rigor as the ledger, and ensuring that every cryptographic truth is accompanied by human accountability. Because at the end of the day, a system that cannot explain itself under oath is not legally robust, no matter how elegant the code. If your organization is navigating blockchain compliance, litigation risk, or evidentiary strategy, visit gammalaw.com/contact to connect with our team. Subscribe to Gamma Law for more insights on gaming, AI, and digital asset law. Click on the featured playlist to explore more of Gamma Law's emerging technologies content.